Okay, what I'd like to do with this video is to illustrate how to use the truth table in solving a problem. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to remember we're going to be using a three-letter problem, so this is what we're going to do. We'll assign one letter as A, one letter as B, and one letter as C. So A will have 4 trues and 4 false, B will have 2 true, 2 false, 2 true, 2 false, and C will be true, false, every other one. Then we'll go back down, and at the bottom you'll need to make sure you have your sheet handy because these are the rules we're going to apply. So I've set this up in Excel, so don't worry about the letters across the top. What you want to look at is this kind of pinkish color right here. Okay, this is considered a horseshoe. I couldn't find the horseshoes in the symbols, so I kind of turned this sideways. This obviously would be the wedge. So we're going to be dealing with 2 horseshoes, 2 which are implications. We're going to have 2 conjunctions and 1 disjunctive symbol. Okay, so we're going to set up that Q is A, P would be equal to the B column, and R will be equal to the C column. So if we set this up, let's do this real quickly. True, 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 false, 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 false. Okay, and so this will work all the way across the board every time I have a Q. Okay, so P is going to be the B letter, so we're going to see that is true, true, false, false, true, true, false, false. Alright, so we're going to do that. We're going to copy this across to the P and paste it there. And then R will be true, false, true, false, true, false, true, false. And we will paste it there. Now notice what I have done here, and I'm just doing this to expedite. Okay, notice what I did here. Even though it's tilde, I did it as it's supposed to be. So I don't want to confuse. So we're going to do it step by step. So the first step we take is deal with the individual tildes on an individual letter. Not tilde to this bracket, or the parentheses, but tilde to the letter. So we know that it's a true, 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 false, 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 false. So we're going to just turn and reverse this because we're going to deal with the tilde. So we have false, 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 and then true. Oops. Hope if I hit the right buttons. True, 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 true. So now what we've done is we've now established it. So this Q is now no longer a Q, so let's remove that so we don't confuse anybody. And now you understand everything is set the way it should be. Now let's deal with the inside the parentheses, and then brackets come later. So for right now, inside the parentheses only. So we're not dealing with this tilde, merely what's inside these parentheses. So, okay, first of all, I have the horseshoe. And if I go back to my sheet here, the horseshoe says if the statement to the left is true and the statement to the right is false, it is true. Or excuse me, if the statement to the left is true and the statement to the right is false, it is false, otherwise it is true. Okay, so this is the rule. So let's go back now and let's look at our spreadsheet. Alright, so we know if the statement on the left is true and the statement on the right is false, it's false, otherwise it's true. So we have a true, we have a statement on the left is true, the statement on the right is false. We know that it's false, and there we have true and true and true and true. Okay, so now what we've done is we've taken care of the purple. Here we're going to do the same thing because we have the horseshoe. So if the statement on the right is true and the statement on the left, the statement on the left is true, the statement on the right is false, it's false, otherwise it's true. So automatically we know that that's true, that's true, that's true, that's true, that's true, that's false, that's true, that's false. Okay, now we have the conjunction. So we got to go back here and look at the conjunction, or excuse me, the disjunction. Connecting 2 false statements, it is false, otherwise it's true. So if it connects 2 false statements. So here we have a true, only 1 false statement. There's only 1 false statement. So there it's false. There's true, there's true, there's true, and there it's false. Okay. So now we've dealt with everything inside the parentheses. Now we're going to deal with what's outside the parentheses. So here we have a tilde. So this becomes false, 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 true. false, 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 true. Okay, so now we've dealt with the tilde, so let's get rid of the tilde so nobody's confused. Okay, so now I've dealt with this bracket, or parenthesis, I've dealt with this parenthesis, I've dealt with this parenthesis. Okay, this color is going to go away because I don't want that color. I have no idea why I put it in there. Okay, now what I have to do is I have to deal inside the bracket. So we're dealing with the purple here and the purple here, and that will become the blue line. Okay, so we have a conjunction. So if we go down here, conjunction is true if connecting two true statements, otherwise it's false. So we have a true and a true, so that's true. We have a true and a true, so that's true. We have a false and a true, and the rule is it's true if connecting two true, so therefore that's going to be false. We have a false and a true, so that's going to be false. We have a true and a true, so now we're at true. True and false is false. Oops. Helps if I do this right. True and false is false. True and true is true, and true and false is false. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to deal with this right here. So we've done the brackets, that's this blue. And let me change this color because it represents the same, and so it's blue. Okay, so right here what we need to do now is we need to establish what will be the answers to our solution. So we're going to now do the last one. Okay, so we've done this bracket, we've done this bracket, now we need to bring these two together. And it's true if connecting true, otherwise it's false. So we're doing blue to blue, so we have a true and a false is false. True and a false is false. A false and a false is false. A false and a true is false. A true and a false is false. A false and a false is false. A true and a false is false. And a false and a true is false. Okay, so the answer is they're all false. So now we have to go look at our rules. So here we look at the rules saying if there's the same on each line, opposites, no, we're in the wrong page. Let's go back a page and let's see what it tells us down here. Column under the main operator. So if we go back to our spreadsheet, we're going to find the main operator is the final action. This is the main this is the last thing you do to solve it. So let's go back, oops, to the textbook, sorry. The main operator, column under the main operator. If they are all true, it's called tautologous. It's logically true. If they're all false, it's self-contradictory. They're logically false. At least one true and at least one is false, and it's contingent. If we go back to our spreadsheet, we find that all of the yellow are false. So therefore, the answer would be all false, and it is self-contradictory, logically false. So now you understand. And we will talk more about this in class. We'll go over all the questions with you. And if you have any questions, make sure you bring them. Hopefully this has been helpful.